Hello everyone, and welcome to another entry to the SCP Horror Movie Files. Today will be a little different, as what I will be reviewing is not a horror movie, but instead the sci-fi comedy Evolution. I know this is called the Horror Movie Files, but I've taken the liberty to also include anything from media that can count as an anomaly, so in the future, expect more that are not always based on horror. Still, even if it is not horror, as a final disclaimer, this video will contain mentions and images of violence, disgusting bugs, and gross aliens. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, then please feel free to click off the video. For those that wish to stay, let's begin with SCP-ABC. SCP-ABC. Codename Darwin's Meteor. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-ABC-1 is kept within the country-sized subterranean area on Mars, right below Site AG. The purpose of placing SCP-ABC-1 here is to allow SCP-ABC-2 instances to evolve in a wide area without worry. The extent of the area where SCP-ABC-2 instances tread is about 3,000 kilometers. The edge of this area is guarded by Foundation outposts that extend around the area, each one placed about 60 miles apart from each other. They are regularly guarded and transfer Foundation drones and AFA-1 units to maintain these outposts and ensure no SCP-ABC-2 instances escape. Any Foundation researcher that wishes to collect samples of SCP-ABC-2 must have at least Level 3 clearance and be escorted by Foundation security units. Under no circumstances is SCP-ABC-1 to be tampered with in any way. Any Foundation staff that do so, regardless of level clearance, will be demoted to D-Class. Any SCP-ABC-2 instances that manage to leave the area in any way is to be hunted and contained by Mole Task Force Hades-1, Moles of Mars. Any SCP-ABC-2 instances that manage to reach the surface and have adapted to the surface are to be contained by Mobile Task Force Artemis-3, Eco-Terrorists. Any and all SCP-ABC-2 instances that are found outside of its containment area must be captured and processed by Foundation researchers at Site AG. SCP-ABC-2 instances that prove to not have any harvesting benefits and are not a threat are to be sent back to the containment area. SCP-ABC-2 instances that prove to have harvesting benefits and are not a threat are to be sent to Site AI for taming and mass breeding. SCP-ABC-2 instances that prove to be a threat with no harvesting benefits are to be terminated. SCP-ABC-2 instances that prove to both have harvesting benefits and are a threat are to be terminated and harvested immediately. The only exceptions that will be spared are those that can produce resources that are both valuable and can't be found anywhere else. If any SCP-ABC-2 instance manages to reach a tribal stage of evolution without being wiped out, they are to be tranquilized and transported to a location within SCP-ABC's containment area that will allow them to thrive without worry. Should the same SCP-ABC-2 instances manage to evolve to a more civilized stage of evolution, such as agriculture, they are to lose their SCP-ABC-2 label and instead be considered a species of interest. Afterwards, the O5 Council are to be notified of the event so that orders regarding the situation and how to deal with it can be given. Unfortunately, this has not happened yet, so what will be the standard for such an event has yet to be determined. Description: SCP-ABC-1 is a meteorite that was originally in a trajectory for Earth. However, Space Task Fleet Apollo 1 Orion's Belt intercepted the meteorite by sending an MHR-3 ship to capture and examine the meteorite. The crew on the MHR-3 ship quickly found SCP-ABC-2, which at the time was a blue substance made up of single-celled alien organisms. Originally, this was thought to be the end of it. As such, SCP-ABC-1 was to be sent to Site AO for long-term experimentation purposes. However, while the course was being set, a researcher on the MHR-3 noticed the alien cells he was already studying had evolved into multicellular organisms. Upon further research, he realized the SCP-ABC-2 instances had 10 base pairs in their DNA, which was theorized to be the main reason for their accelerated evolution. Once this was reported, the MHR-3 received new orders to transport SCP-ABC-1 to Site AG. After SCP-ABC-1 was safely transported to Site AG, it was originally given an artificial environment containment cell to allow the tiny bits of SCP-ABC-2 that were seen growing out of SCP-ABC-1 to detach and spread freely. However, when they started overtaking the containment cell, a containment breach was deemed inevitable. To prevent this, SCP-ABC-1 was transported to the massive subterranean area below Site AG that was originally used for Foundation terraforming experiments. Due to the vastness of the area, the SCP-ABC-2 instances soon evolved into more complex organisms. The flora of SCP-ABC-2 even allowed new environments to form, leading to different variations through evolution being born. These environments are constantly changing in size, plant life, animal life, natural resources, and natural temperature. As such, there is no consistent pattern or biology with SCP-ABC-2 instances. Furthermore, SCP-ABC-1 is constantly leaking the alien cells that create new SCP-ABC-2 instances, leading to a never-ending loop of evolution. Each SCP-ABC-2 instance is a nitrogen-based organism with high metabolism and a remarkable ability to reproduce asexually. Because of this, should an instance enter a new environment they are not accustomed to or can't survive in, they will be able to quickly give birth to a new instance that has adapted to overcome its predecessor's weaknesses. This unfortunately makes SCP-ABC-2 instances even more dangerous. If just one got onto Earth, all it would need is to use its last breath to breed a single offspring capable of surviving on Earth's atmosphere. Afterwards, all this offspring would need is a little food, then it can create its own offspring, more adept to Earth than itself. This process will continue until its species have officially adapted to Earth and quite possibly able to conquer it. Because of this, as well as the constant containment breaches of current SCP-ABC-2 instances, is why it is labeled as Object Class Keter. SCP-ABC was discovered in 2001, and since its containment, at least 191.4 million species of SCP-ABC-2 instances have been recorded. This is at least 22 times more species than what scientists have estimated exist or have existed on Earth. To date, at least 42 species have been recorded to have reached the tribal stage of evolution, but none have managed to survive long enough to build a thriving civilization due to new SCP-ABC-2 instances evolving fast enough to overpower the tribes, or the tribes simply killing themselves or each other off. Though it should be noted that one tribe in particular died because it interacted with fire, which caused. Regardless, it has been debated for some time among the O5 Council, the Ethics Committee, and even the administrative staff as to whether such a scenario should be allowed to happen or what kind of benefit it could even bring. Site AG researchers currently analyze and study SCP-ABC-2 flora and fauna to see if they can produce fruits, vegetables, meats, materials, medicine, and other resources. This mainly includes any SCP-ABC-2 instances that are either collected by researchers or captured from containment breaches. Those that are deemed essential and are not a constant threat are sent to farms at Site AI to be bred and harvested as livestock. They are also given a medication that prevents them from asexually producing more evolved offspring. To date, very few species have been deemed useful and are currently being farmed at the farms at Site AI. Please see Addendum X61 for details. And that was SCP-ABC. Thank you to everyone for making it to the end of the video. If you like what you saw, please don't hesitate to leave a comment and tell me what you thought. Remember, creators thrive on criticism, so don't hold back, but please remember to be civil. Also, if you'd like to view more SCP-HMF content, then please visit my Tumblr to have access to nearly hundreds of files and other interesting posts. Link is in the description below. If you'd like to support me financially, please check out the link to my Patreon. There you'll have access to all my videos before release, first drafts on all my work, updates on my projects, and be able to give your opinions on my amateur artwork. Link is also in the description. Finally, a special thank you to my single Patreon, Sierra Hernandez. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all again for watching. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we'll get the chance to see you in the next video.